time for some flagging tips. This will make flagging a little bit easier for you. Let's say you're in a spot like this, fairly steep. I got a flag on one of those trees right there. So you flag a tree, you mark it at eye level, and then you walk a ways from it, depending on what the goal of the trail is going to be. So like you're trying to climb, so you're going to go up. Tie that flag, and then you walk. And if you're going up, then you use the inclinometer. It should be like a negative number reading on the inclinometer. And in this case, I don't want to exceed 10% because I'm trying to keep an 8% or lower average. So sometimes between flags, I'll just shoot 0 so I can keep that average down. It gives you a break when you're climbing. So from here, I'm just eyeballing it. It almost looks even from where I'm standing, but I'm going to just double check. And when I line up that line with the marker, I'm at 4%. So then over here, these little guys, they're actually like a foot up the hill, but in that direction. So I'm 10, 15 feet away from that. So I'm gonna walk to that tree and look back, and I should still be under 10%. So let's do that. Now I'm at the tree, and I'm at 6 or 7. So I'm gonna flag this here and then carry on. Another thing to note is where you're standing in relation to the tree. If I was to stand up the hill from the tree, I would shoot over 10. Another thing you wanna keep in mind is your not side is always the side that the trail's on, because there's like a almost 2-foot rise in the hill because it's that steep. So that's what you do. So like I mark this flag from at that point, I then turn and I look up the trail at a point that I think might work out. I go to that point, turn back, shoot at that, and if I'm still in my parameters, it'll tell me if I can make a step up or down the hill, depending on how steep it is. If it's a nice gradual area, you've got way more wiggle room. You could turn it several different directions. If it's a flatter area here, I really can only go in a very narrow window and for the next point. And so then you just do that incrementally all the way up the hill till you reach your destination. All right, so we're at the next point. So I'm looking. Instinctively, it felt like 0, but it's like 3 or 4. So if I don't want to mark this tree, I can go to that one and get just a little bit more of a rise out of it. So come here. It's all of 3 steps. So I should be a little bit higher now. Yep, and now I'm shooting 6. So I'm gonna mark this tree, and now the trail is gonna go a more direct line to here, and I'm gonna get 2 more feet of rise in between these 2 distances without going over my slope. Another thing you want to take note of is line of sight. So we got this little thing right here. All right, now we can see better. This tree's gonna go away anyway when they build the trail, but get that out of the way so you don't have to mark as much as you go. Now, another thing you want to take note of. Right now, this tree's in a perfect spot because going under it isn't really the best option, because our goal is to go up and reach a saddle point in the hill up there. But if you see a tree like this, and this one's definitely in the fall line, this is the fall line, and we're higher up, so this isn't eroded away, but down there is going to be a more direct point where the water comes down the hill from all sides. So you don't want to go below the tree, because there's just roots right there. There's moss on them. I wouldn't have to even have a shovel to expose them, and that's going to be hard to ride over. If we mess with that, that's kind of helping hold up the tree. So yeah, it causes traction issues, and then it also will make that thing not as healthy. So we want to go up and around it, and the builders will put dirt over top of that, make a little roller thing just to preserve those roots that are going to hold this guy in, because these guys are doing all the work and holding up this tree, and then these guys are doing good and keeping the dirt there. So we don't want to disturb that. We'd rather just go up over top of it. So when you are planning ahead, like I just marked that flag, and now I'm turning to look to the next point. I spot that guy, so I'm looking to go over here, and I'm probably going to mark there or just past it. Actually right there. That guy. Right there. Yep, that one. Because the other one's too far up the hill. So that's my next best bet. And then we're going to follow the contour because the hill kind of goes back and over like that. So that's the next move.